大家好，欢迎收看《钱进美国》节目，我是主持人黄蓉。伴随着移动智能终端的普及以及移动互联网的兴起，移动支付作为一个巨大潜力的市场正在迅速的发展。银行作为现代经济当中企业和个人的账户管理者，一直扮演着支付体系主体的角色。但在这一轮的互联网支付浪潮当中，银行已经相对的落后。为了保持自身的地位，改变在竞争当中相对被动的局面，近2年银行也是大力的推动自身互联网支付体系的建设。依托自身强大的技术优势、资金优势、网点优势、基础账户体系优势，尤其是其他机构难以获得的用户信任度优势，在优化流程、简化流程、提高便捷度以及降低收费之后，在互联网支付领域，银行将快速的迎头赶上。随着银行的强势回归，新型的网络支付必然是迎来新的挑战。我们今天就要一起来聊一聊新型网络支付的机遇与挑战。在我们今天节目现场呢，请来了2位非常重量级的嘉宾，一位是 Maxi Mobile Banking Application 的 CEO 以及创始人 Mr. Gilbert Hooper。Thank you for coming here. Welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you.
那另外一位呢，其实也是我们之前的一位老朋友了，也是同时也是这个 Maxi Mobile Banking Application 的一个投资人沈佳琪先生。
你好，
欢迎再次光临我们的节目。
谢谢。
那今天我们节目当中呢，要跟大家聊的更多的可能就是这个我们刚刚提到的 Maxi Mobile Banking Application， 也是我们今天讲到了一个非常重要一个东西，就是这个网络支付的这些东西。So actually right now I know there are so many like online payment like Google Pay、Apple Pay or PayPal. So what is the Maxi Mobile Banking Application? What is that?
Sure. Well, Maxi Mobile was born.
Is the same with that?
No, it was actually born from a whole consumer revolution that's going on out there today, where we decided that we were going to provide a mobile application that was actually a bank that provided all of the services required for a typical person to get all of their financial services. Where Apple, Google, and Samsung, Android, they're a very specific application for storing your credit cards and debit cards so that you can go to the retail store and do a transaction without pulling out your physical card. They don't do banking, they don't do payments other than retail payments today. Eventually you may see it, but that'll be a time when you'll see maybe Apple becoming a bank, which is a long time in the future. So,
yeah, maybe in future.
Maybe.
所以为什么沈佳琪先生当时选择这个 app 做投资 application 这种新兴的行业，对，做投资？
因为就像刚才那个 Hooper 先生说的嘛，这个 Apple Pay 和这种其他的这个所谓的这个网上支付，他们是非常有局限性的，他们只能够 pay。
对，他刚刚也有讲说只能用卡，对不对？
对，只能用卡。我们是不一样，我们是一个整的传统，是用一个现代的方法，把这个传统的银行的服务给我们的客户。所以不光是payment， 我们还有 credit card、debit card、international payment， 还有这些汇钱呐，种种各种不同的项目。存款啊，这些都是 Apple Pay 或者这个Google Pay、Android Pay， 他们做不到的事情，所以他们是很小的一块，而我们是这个整面的。
他们做了一个点，你们
做了一个点，我们是给全面的服务。
So actually, you discussed the next generation of banking. What does this mean?
Well, we feel that the brick and mortar banks, the traditional bank in the U.S. and in the rest of the world, is really changing, and it's evolving using the technologies that are converging in terms of the internet, the mobile phone, and the banking community is really come together to allow us to do some things that traditionally haven't been done on a mobile phone before. And so we are able to set up a complete bank account for you, and without you ever going into a retail bank, and then you can load funds. You can load funds from your employer. You can load funds at cash locations, 60,000 locations around the U.S. and elsewhere. and you can pay your bills, you can top up your prepaid phone, you can send remittances, which is a big part of our business. And sending money from one person to another, whether it be across the table or around the world, is a huge benefit to people, especially if it's done at a low cost.
Yeah, but as I know, is like Chase or others, like the traditional banks, they already have the application on the mobile. Actually, I have every single bank I have the application on my phone. So what's the difference? For me, like, oh, that's the same. Why I choose you guys?
Right. Well, the difference is tremendous. Chase and Bank of America and even the smallest banks have a mobile interface.
Yeah.
But they don't do a lot of the things we do. Sending funds from one place to another. Some banks, like as you said, Chase has their quick pay, which is the new thing,
already,
right?
Yeah.
But it's not so quick. It takes time, right?
Yeah.
Our transfers are instant. So if I want to send you funds, I just tap and you'll get them immediately.
Really, is that safe? If you immediately get it.
Yes, it's absolutely safe because it's done within our network, and our network is highly secure.
Okay.
And so we use the best banking technology and security technology available. And what's also good is not just sending you funds because you paid for lunch and I want to reimburse you, but you want to send funds home to your family, and you wanted to get it there quickly, and you wanted to get it there inexpensively.
Sometimes we need it as soon as possible.
And Chase and Bank of America do not send international remittances.
Okay.
We do, and plus we eliminate the need for wire transfers, which is very cumbersome when you're using a very large bank. To send money, a large amount of money from one place to another, it takes a lot of your time, and it takes a lot of the bank's time because the systems are so antiquated.
How large amount you can send for one time, and then you can receive it immediately?
You can send up to without any further know your customer information, which is information I know about you and your. You can send up to $3,000.
Okay.
If you give us more information, because then we can send more. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That depends on your security.
That's right. It depends on how much information we have on you.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
So it's a and we do it for a cost of $4.99, which is unheard of in this business. A typical $3,000 transaction, the Western Union is going to be something in the very high $30 ranges. So.
陈先生好像
Yeah， 那个 Mr. Hooper 他讲了一个 Know Your Customer， 那个不是一个泛的一句话，那是美国的法律，就是说任何银行必须 know the customer。I have to know the details about you。
对，
所以我们才有信心能够给你这些服务。这是美国银行美国法律保护银行和保护我们消费者的一部分。
这好像每一年银行都会有的时候有一些 credit card 公司会跟你要说，我会要你的这个 tax return， 我要看一下你有没有，然后再决定你的这个的额度是在多少，我会不会给你提供更多的服务。其实也是。对银行自己也是一个保护，
也是保护，也是美国的法律。
那刚刚讲到，其实这个 security 的问题也是 we talking about the security problems. So actually, I want to know, you just make every single amount transfer or things online or with the website. We can't see anything, and some people will just worry about that. Oh, it's not safe. I would like to go to the bank. I want to see the cashier. Or I want to see everything. I just want to watch it. I watch it, but you didn't see anything. You just see the phone. Is that safe? Is that safe?
It is safe. You're talking about traditional banking that and these are habits that people build over a period of time. If you're sending money through the bank, all you see is what you see at the bank. You don't see the money going out, and you don't see the money arriving. When we send funds through the system, you are given positive feedback that money has arrived, whether it's me sending it to you and it comes on your phone and you show me, or it's received by the beneficiary that you're sending it to, you'll get an immediate response back saying that those funds have been picked up by this person and they identified themselves and we capture that ID at the time of pickup.
所以在这个安全方面的时候，我觉得可能华人会比较担心这方面的东西，对不对，沈先生？
因为前几天我们的那个华人的报纸上呢，有一篇很大幅的新闻，我给我太太看了以后，她吓得不得了。就是我们有一个华裔的女士到了一个银行去取钱，那在这个很有名的事情就在 Arcadia 附近，然后呢，她把这个钱呢放到她的钱包里面，她人都已经上了车子了，歹徒还把她的那个门给打破，然后把她的钱包抢出来。那这个事情很不幸的呢，在最近已经不是一次两次了。所以你要讲到安全的问题的话呢，安全的问题，你带了大把的现金，因为我们华人有这个习惯，喜欢带现金，
看着实物会比较实在一点。
那个其实是最不安全的，因为现在时代已经不同了。那很多人说，那你这实体在哪里？那我们也知道，阿里巴巴它是没有实体的，现在全都这个世界已经是一个网上的世界了。所以我们这种做法呢，其实会让你变得更安全，这是第一点。第二点，因为我们这个卡呢，就是在我们的电话里面，不像你呢要把这个卡绑到一个不管是什么样的平台，所以中间是有个空隙的，你知道吧？我们的卡就在我们的电话里面，所以没有任何连接，没有任何漏洞，在这个上在使用方面是更安全。
Okay, you said the app is in your mobile, is in your phone.
That's right.
Right? But how about if I lost my phone?
It's a great question because it comes up a lot. Can I trust this? The application is not actually running in the phone. Your information is not on the phone itself. Your phone is in a very secure Microsoft Azure cloud.
Okay.
And so it's running out there
another system
on secure servers in that we have around the world. So it's completely backed up, it's completely secured, and so any of your information is out there. Any of the information on the phone, the only way you get access is you having the correct credentials. There's a couple of things that we're doing right now, taking actually a picture of the person, especially on international applications of this. So we take a picture of the person, we know who that person is.
Oh.
You need to take a picture of if you wanted to use this capability, you take a picture of yourself before you do the transaction.
Okay.
And then the person who gets the phone will never know. Yeah.
Wow.
So we can actually take your own picture. It gets embedded in the application.
Okay.
And then the next time you use it for financial transactions, you need to use that.
The picture again.
Right.
Okay, that sounds very good. So for opening an account, I think it's my concern about that because you don't have the traditional bank like we have like a bank on the street or something, right? You don't have that. So how you open an account?
Sure. Well, there's you probably have all of the traditional information like a social security number and all of that kind of thing. So what we do is you go through the process, put your name and address and so on, date of birth and social. We'll go out into the traditional bank databases where they do this when you open an account at the bank today, and they'll check all that. We do that, we verify it within a few seconds. If it's correct, if your address matches the central database, if everything matches, then we'll open the account. If you don't have one of those things correct, we'll ask you to take a picture of an ID with a government issued ID with a photo on it. And then we'll scrape all that information off. We'll certainly at that point verify that ID is real and is not forged. And so we go out to the database, and we can do this in 40 countries now. So we'll know if that's correct. So we at least know that it's real, and we scrape that information, compare it against what you entered, have you take a selfie of yourself, and we compare it to the picture that's on that ID, and if everything comes out, then we open an account.
Wow, that take a long time to
Very quick.
Wow.
It's much quicker than you could ever imagine because you know how quick it is to take a picture.
Yeah.
The verification process is less than 30 seconds. So once you take all the picture, you hit the button and it goes forward. 30 seconds later, you're either granted an account, or you'll be told that there's something wrong or missing, and then you're going to have to make that.
That's interesting.
It's very quick.
Yeah, that's my first time to open an account like this way. Because it's totally different with the traditional ones. Because if you go to traditional ones, you have to so many files you have to apply it. You have to give them and take a long time, even like 1 hour to open an account.
It's about 1 hour now to do that, and it costs the bank a lot of money to open an account.
Because they need more person.
That's why they don't want people that don't have a lot of money, because it costs them about $120 to open an account at Chase, for example.
Exactly. 但是我觉得像这个之前的这些，我不知道沈先生在加入这个投资的时候有没有想过说这些东西，因为有些时候像这种可能咱们老中可能会不太接受。这种，哎，我真的是能在网上做这些东西吗？或者是去现场？
应该慢慢会接受，因为我觉得中国人他对这方面的接受度反而更快。比方说现在这个我们常常在那个微信上面这个支付宝啊。
对，
非常。
这也是算是 Chinese PayPal， 对不对？
因为它的这个普遍度，以一个新兴的国家刚刚跟世界接轨的话，它这个比这个美国它的接受度程度更高，对不对？那么这是第一点。第二点呢，我们就说在中国现在到一般的商店里面吃饭啊，或者去买单呢，你就用这个手机来支付嘛。所以其实这个接受程度可能在中国远远会比一般的美国人更能够接受这些新科技。
But you know, there are some store they accept the Apple Pay. I just said, for example, like Apple Pay. So many people use iPhone, right? They have the Apple Pay, but some store they don't accept Apple Pay.
Correct.
So how about your app? How many store or how much percentage, you know, the store have accepted that?
The application as it's being rolled out right now is based upon an Android Pay kind of solution. So Android Pay is accepted pretty much everywhere where they have electronic capability to receive the RF signal onto their point of sale device. We were going to do it with Samsung Pay because they have a unique little product that is accepted everywhere. But Samsung did not know if they were going to continue to support that going forward. So we decided on using the Android capability. Apple is less accepted than Android is right now. Yeah.
这个呢，其实就是我们刚才讲的 Apple Pay 它不接受 because they are only part of the solution。我们的东西不被接受，我们还有 Visa 或者 Mastercard， 我们可以拿出来用。所以换句话说，我们是一个完整的一个方案。万一你在电话手机上不能用的话，你还有这个硬卡可以用。你这个硬卡还不能用的话，你还可以开支票。所以我们的方案是比较完善完全的。就刚才讲到，我们跟 Apple Pay 有什么不同？主要的就是说，它是用别人，对，它是用别人的，一旦它被拒，它就没有办法。
对。
我们口袋里还有其他东西拿开来，就一招接一招。
那这样的话，有一个问题就是说，你在开完户以后，你拿到这个卡，那我如果要存现金怎么办 ？How about the cash deposit?
You can deposit cash or pick up cash in.
Because you don't have the real bank.
No, but we have retail locations, but you can go and deposit cash in most banks, which because we have a bank account associated with it, it's got a typical in the U.S. a routing number and an account number. Then I can go to Chase and put money in the account if I want to use it for that purpose. That's most times the question is, how do I get cash out?
Yeah, and this isn't my next one.
So I mean the account comes with a Visa or MasterCard, one or the other. So you can get cash at any ATM, but you can also get cash back at any retailer.
Oh, okay.
And you can also get cash at about 60,000 locations of retailers around the country that participate in our network. So for example, you can go into a 7-Eleven and just hand them the card and get your get cash.
It's
cash
gonna
from
charge
them.
me extra fees. Or?
They'll charge you. The 7-Eleven charges you some a nominal fee to use a service, and that's but it's pretty nominal considering. That it's accessible. But if you bought something at 7-Eleven, they do it for free. So.
Oh, okay. That's so when I'm buying something, it's for free
That's
to
right.
get a cash
back.
Okay,
That's right.
perfect.
Yeah.
And then also before the show, we're talking about the opening account, and you told me there is a huge amount about the people they don't even have the banking account in U.S.
Right. In the U.S., it was surprising, and it's surprising to a lot of people that there are about 68 million people in the U.S. that don't have bank accounts, for one reason or another. And I think some banks don't want the business because it costs them money to run these accounts, and people don't leave enough cash in the account to make it worthwhile. That's a big one. But there's other people that just don't trust the bank. But so they use.
They rather to have the cash in home.
They receive money and they operate in cash. But then they have to go when it's time to pay their bills. They go to a bill payment store. They send money home.
Yeah.
They go to a remittance store, and they want to top up their prepaid phone. They go to the phone store. So you can see how much time they spend just doing stuff that could be done very easily, and all of this is done within the Maxi application. So, but it's a big problem. And in fact, as I was saying earlier, the millennial population, who is not deprived of having a bank account because they do have income and they're making money, they've chosen to use a different approach than the approach that we traditionally have done in the past, is setting up a bank account at a brick and mortar Chase or Bank of America or Wells Fargo. And so I think what we're seeing here is that shift, and it's gonna start with the people that actually need it. And the traditional people that have been using bank accounts for a long time probably aren't going to make a change to Maxi until the revolution continues and rolls over the fact that the brick and mortar is already gone. They've closed the store and they've built houses or something, because the banking is going in the same direction as retail. If you've heard recently, they're closing more and more retail stores because people are shopping online. Same thing happened with banking. The only difference with banking is the banking is much more conservative, much more traditional, that you put your money in a safe place and you don't bother it for a while, and so people have to make that transition. So the younger people, as well as the people that really need the service, like the 68 million people here or in other countries. We do a lot of business in other countries. They have the same problem, getting an account, keeping an account, and we don't charge for these accounts, so they can open an account. We only charge when services are used, and we keep the service charges very minimal. So our business is based upon large amounts of people using the services, and that's where we're moving forward to inside this country as well as other countries.
补充一下刚才 Mr. Hooper 讲的，就是比方说，我不知道你们前几天看到报纸上 Macy's 它的店要关了，要1/3的店通通被关掉。那为什么它这个店要关掉呢？因为它现在卖不出去东西，为什么？因为很多其他的网上购物中心，比方说 eBay 啊这些已经取代了，对，所以你看了这个东西我就订一下，就是送到家里来了。
我自己也是其中的
所以为什么这个慢慢都会被取代？因为时代不同了，所以这种传统上的银行慢慢必须被我们这种所谓的掌上银行
所要取代，是吗？但是其实我是觉得，如果这种银行如果拿到中国去的话，因为现在中国的网购也是非常的多，
所以我们
有没有进行想要中国 Chinese market 这边的一个下一步
？Chinese market is our biggest target。所以为什么我们两个合在一起，我们就是看准了这个中国市场。因为中国现在尤其这个新一代的，他要跟世界接轨嘛。那有很多人他要到英国啊、到美国啊、到这些地方来谈生意。那有这么样一个账户会方便很多，因为在某一些程度上，现在人民币的使用率它还是不够普遍。
对，
所以你跑到加拿大去谈生意的话， 非常不方便。那你有这么一个 account， 这个 Maxi Mobile， 那就会变方便很多。那现在中国越来在世界上做的这种生意越多了，那为了取代方便，我相信很多中国的客户以后会慢慢。
那我现在有一位朋友，那可能他就是说，我比如说他要去加拿大，要来美国，那可能北美可能我们通用的美金就可以了。那如果他我要去南美，可能美金也行。但是如果去日本，然后过两天又要去英国，再过两天要去法国，再过两天还要去俄罗斯，怎么办？那我是不是每个国家我都要重新再开一个 Maxi Mobile？
全世界都接受美金，这点我可以很确定的告诉你。当然，
有的时候，万一他需要一些小额的，可能就需要来回换的话，有没有可能？
那
这个时候我们这个也可以解决。
这个尤其是我们这个方案解决得更快。但是我先回答你刚才的问题，就是 US dollar 它是全世界都接受的，所以为什么它是一个最好的货币？它是最强的硬货币。那如果你说你要到South Africa 它也接受美金，我就想不到全世界有任何地方它不接受美金的，所以应该这不是一个很大的问题。那么尤其小额的这种网上支付，你这个钱放在口袋里还是不安全嘛？
对。
那你有一个这网上支付的方法，那是最安全也最快的。所以不论大小的金额，我们这个都适用。
So if I go, I travel a lot. Like I went to Japan, U.S., British English, or whatever. Just I travel a lot. Do I have to open the Maxi Mobile account for each country, or I just need one account?
You just need one account.
So everywhere you can use it. Just use one.
That's right. You can. It's similar to your Chase account, right? You got your.
But if I go travel, I have to call Chase. Hey Chase, I'll go travel around. I have to let you know that.
Right. Well, we expect you to travel, so you don't have to call us. But the account works internationally, and for international people, we outside of the U.S. we issue a different product. It's an international bank account, such that it has a little higher limits, and also comes with an international Visa or MasterCard. And it's, a lot of people are actually looking at and do use this for travel. And we're working with a very large group in the Middle East right now who's going to implement this type of product strictly for travel outside the country, so that because the country doesn't support Visa or MasterCard today, but all of the people who travel outside need a way to go safely without having to use cash. So it's a good vehicle for that kind of usage, and it's again just everybody's got their own usage. There's a lot of our customers who have bank accounts. They choose to use Maxi because I can send a remittance to the Philippines for $4.99, and I can't do that with anybody else. I mean, that's the only reason they use it. Some of them have been issued an account because they have a prepaid phone from a certain company, and they want an easy way to top up their phone without having to go to the store. So again, people don't. A lot of people use it for very specific services that we offer versus using it as a standard bank account. Most people use it as for their bank, but it's a unique enough product, and it doesn't cost. So these people that are using prepaid phones, it doesn't cost them anything to top up their phone. So why not?
Why not?
And we get paid a little bit back from the phone services group, so they pay for
Is that
that.
safe if I go travel a lot and use your app? Is just for security problem, that is the one concern I have.
Yeah, it's as safe as you want it to be. If you're using your Chase Sapphire card, it's no different than using the Maxi. The Maxi card. So it's from the card usage, no problem. For using the app, there's no security possibilities that somebody's going to hack into that. Just the way it's set up. There's no access for people outside of the wallet. You have to be inside and have to have an account set up in order to even get into the application itself.
Okay.
And Microsoft and Maxi has worked very closely together to make sure that we had that security in place before we actually launched the application.
那其实说到这个就是这些使用来回的话呢，其实咱们中国或者说从台湾啊，或者是咱们这边，就是很多过来以后，他可能就是我们刚刚说的这个开户的问题，很多人他不能开户的，还有一些就是来这边旅游，他可能只是暂时的玩，像这样的人，我们这个 Maxi Mobile App 是可以允许他们在这边开户。
我们非常欢迎他们，我们非常欢迎他们。其实呢，您这个问题里面有2点，让我一点一点回答。第一，就刚才这个 Hooper 先生说了，我们有我们的方法来确认这个人是谁。所以呢，他在美国没有驾照或者他没有涉案卡都可以。
这些应该是普通银行会要求的。
Yeah, no problem. 我们可以经过，比方说他如果是大陆来的，他有大陆的身份证，我们能够确认，或者他有大陆的 passport。
这个我真的觉得很神奇。It's amazing. You can just qualify the people just with the pictures.
With passport.
Yeah, passport even. It's very quick.
Right.
So we welcome everybody. We welcome people from China. We welcome people from Taiwan. So Mr. Hooper explained we have ways of identifying the customer.
Yeah.
That's not a problem at all. In fact, we want them to do that. 我们欢迎他们来开户。
那第二个您所刚刚说的是问题是
第二个就是我们现在还有一个计划呢，就是我们要参加银联，因为现在银联在全世界已经变得非常非常的普遍了。它跟这个
银联是 Visa 吗？
不是，它是
银联是中国的
银联，所以我们会在我们这个卡上面再加上一个银联的标志，让中国的客户变得更方便。And we are going to somehow apply for the Union Pay logo, so it will be much more convenient for our Chinese customer.
Yeah.
And so no, we welcome Chinese customer.
但是如果这样的话，他们来的话怎么开？就是我落地我就能开这个户，就是用手机，不用那么麻烦。
你可以在大陆就可以开。
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, what we do is exactly what you just described. We take a picture of a government issued ID with a photo, and we'll ask for the selfie. They'll fill in the information that you would typically, the name, address, and so on of that person, so they've got a match, and then we'll verify that document, and we can verify that this document is a correct document and issued by the government. So we know that. So that's part of the electronic process we go through. So once we have all that information, we can open an account. And it might be a lighter account in terms of the amount of information we collect, but it will give people the ability to transact business. The typical account has a maximum of about roughly $10,000 US. They can go higher, but depending on the amount of information we collect, it might be lower to begin with. And then we collect more as we go. If they need higher limits, then we can ask
But
for more.
if I'm in China, how can I deposit this amount in the U.S. account? Use check?
No, you have to open the account first.
I know.
No, but she's talking about how do I deposit funds into it? And what George just said was we're opening a relationship with China Union Pay.
Union
Unipay.
And once we have the Union Pay in place, then it'll be simple because then you've got a bank
So if I
capability.
have another, I mean.
那其实呢，最近呢，我到过中国，我跟一个中国的很大的那个银行的集团的一个高层管理也见过面，那我们也讨论过这件事情。所以呢，我们的宣传的这个 logo 呢，就是你足不出户，可以在美国开一个银行账户，
在中国开一个美国账户，
在中国就可以开，因为你到那个 Apple Store 或者你到那个什么这种 store， 你可以下载它的软件嘛，你在中国就可以把这个账户开了。
对。
那就像刚才 Mr. Hooper 讲的，我们需要你，比方说中国发的这个护照啊或者身份证啊，然后你要有自己的这种拍一个 selfie 啊这类的，所以有种种方法，我们可以确定你是这个人。如果我们能够确定你是这个人呢，我们就可以替你开个账户。你不需要离开中国，就你不需要到美国来，你在全世界任何地方都可以开这个账户。
那刚刚还有讲说跟这个银联要有一个合作，是不是就是说也将来说，如果中国我有一个账户的话，或者我中国有一张卡，也可以跟你这个连在一起。
对。
那我等于说我连钱都不用存，我跟你这边就是有关联的。我是或者是
我们希望你存钱。
当然要就是 under 在我的名下，可以跟你
就变得会方便很多，这些钱的这个转移啊，然后呢，
对，有点像
在中国使用
transfer 这种性质，
就会方便很多。
相当于我有一卡两用，一个在中国用，那你可能跟 UnionPay 的话有合作，那我可能还有另外也就是说 Maxi Mobile Application， 你可以在美国也可以用的这样的一个情况。
Maxi Mobile 在中国也可以用，
也可以用，
如果有银联了，因为有银联了嘛，那就方便了嘛。
对，那这样的话，我其实在美国，如果说我是美国人，然后我要去中国旅游的话，将来也是一个很方便的一个。
对，非常的。
那说到这些的话，我想问一下 Mr. Huber. So, what is your plan for China and the Chinese people around the world? For us, it's very important, you know.
Sure. You know, the China is a very important country to us, and so our relationship with the banking system in China is very important to us, because in order to transfer funds back and forth, and we think there are a multitude of issues here and opportunities to use the product. There's a lot of students traveling around the world. There's a lot of people traveling into and out of China. There's currency differences that need to be reconciled. And so we can do that all inside of the mobile application. With our relationship and we've developed this through another group here in the States with China UnionPay. And after we implement that will give people the ability to issue into a China UnionPay account a card that would come with Maxi, giving people the ability then to travel and have either that card or another card that they could interchange. So travel card, living abroad, overseas foreign workers that want to send money home, and also access some of the other services that we will probably develop as a result of the experience we get with the Chinese that come on board. Maxi has, as I said at the beginning, evolved. We started with a strategy to go after a group of people who really needed these services, and we brought out a product that would service their needs. It's evolved to a point now where now the millennials are saying we really want a bank account. We don't need remittances. We need low-cost banking. We've opened up other parts of the world with a requirement that a company might have had to pay their people. So there's a lot of opportunity here that we're working on to deliver a complete Chinese solution. We don't have all the answers yet, but we're working on it.
但是我觉得，沈先生在您看来的话，这个进入中国市场，您觉得最大的问题是什么？一定是有一些，就是您觉得会遇上一些，可能会遇上一些阻碍或者什么？
这个有两个方面，第一个是政策性的方面，那我们正在积极的跟中方官方沟通这个事情。第二个就是您刚才提到的。这个 acceptance 这接受的程度，
对。
那么这个呢，我想呢，我们就是刚才 Mr. Hooper 也讲得很清楚了。我们其实在跟很多团体、很多大的公司，比方说我们能够跟一个大的这个网购公司达成某种协议，他们所有的会员我们免费送一张卡，给他开一个账户，这样子的话，我们就可以很快的呢，有好几万个客户都通通开始用了。那么这样子的，我们的服务比较好，我们的这个费用比较低，我们这个含金量比较高，那很快的就会在这个我们的用户里面把这个东西传开来，这样子的话，我们这个业务就可以把它做起来。但所以现在我们主要的还是以大的公司行号作为目标，我们跟一个大的公司达成某种协议，比方说他下面的所有的员工，他可能有3-5千个员工，那每个月的薪水通通由这里直接支付，英文叫 direct deposit， 那他们就发到他那个卡里面，那员工就拿这张卡啊，那么去做他的消费。所以我们现在在中国的目标就是跟这些大公司达成协议。那么这个官方的问题和这个消费者的问题，它是两个问题。那我们现在正在跟官方呢也在做一些沟通。
官方的问题呢，我们稍后再说。然后，但是这个消费者的问题，像是我们这个 Maxi 它这个产品，其实它是 既有一个手机，然后您同时还说还有一张卡，对不对？
对
所以这两者是一定要，就是他们是并存的吗？还是说我有一个 Maxi Mobile 的话，就我在手机上有，我这张卡其实有没有无所谓？还是说这张卡我也有，这张卡我也要在，然后 Maxi Mobile 我也要在？
不，这个问题问得非常好，一定要两个都要有。为什么？就像刚才您提的问题一样，它有一个，你这个手机上付款，可能某些地方它不接受，那怎么办？那你必须拿一张硬卡出来嘛。所以我们给的，就我一直讲的，我们是给你一个全面的 solution， 而不是一个非常单一的一个。
那这样的一个问题就是说，其实在中国，你知道很多人是没有 smartphone 的，因为你如果安装这个 application 的话，是一定要有一个 smartphone 在手。有没有考虑过这个问题 ？So in China, there are so many people they don't even have the smartphone. How you know, this is a very huge problem for your application. If they don't have a smartphone, they can't even download your application.
You know, when we initially began the development of Maxi, we did it on the basis of it working with every phone, whether it be a smartphone or other. They call them
Like the very traditional ones.
They call them feature phones.
Feature phones.
That's what they're called.
Okay.
We went into the poorest parts of Latin America, and we were told didn't have the correct phone to use the application. What we found is that they didn't want to use their feature phone. They wanted a smartphone, so they acquired a smartphone for the application. We don't have today. We evolved beyond the feature phone because there's very few available here anymore, and in parts of where we do business today, the costs of the smartphone have gone down so far that they're giveaway prices. Now, if that's an issue, that we'll bring it back. But I'm feeling that it probably is one where we can. We've worked with phone companies here in the States with this product, and it was our initial proposal to them was, we'll give anybody a phone that needs one to use the application.
Oh, really?
And the reality is the cost of these phones is so low that if somebody needs one, we will probably work out some kind of a deal to deliver a phone that it costs $2 or $3 for a smart enough phone to use this application. So and that's a very low cost of acquiring a new customer.
Oh, that's a very good solution.
在这个很大程度上，我们要感谢中国的这些制造商，什么小米啊，他们做的电话又好又便宜。那所以呢，现在尤其在拉丁美洲，它的普遍率是非常的高的。所以刚才 Mr. Hooper 讲的道理是一样，就是说你真的现在要买一个电话，10块8块，其实我的意思就是大批量的跟公司直接进购的话，应该是做得到的。所以在这个方面有2个解决的方法，一个呢是我们公司提供，另外一个方法呢就再等1-2年，就普通的传统的电话也没有了，新的都是 smartphone。
等到大家在 generation 一代换的时候，
一年2年以后，因为它现在实在是很便宜了。
For me, like there is another question, like if I deposit or if I trust you guys. And then I give you all my money is here, and how I trust you? How you give me like insurance about that?
Sure. Well, every Maxi mobile account in the U.S. Is covered by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation up to $250,000. So, like you were saying, you've got a Chase account, and that's the same insurance policy that they are offering you for every.
Oh, really? I don't even know that.
Yeah, it actually went up from $100,000 during the financial crisis back in 2008, just to protect the people with bank accounts. So it stayed at $250,000. So we encourage you to put as much as $250,000 in your Maxi account this afternoon, and we'll protect it well for you. And in reality, it's a bank account, and that's so we are we insure you just like every other bank does in the country. Now we don't allow you to put $250,000 in there at this point. But it could be sometime in the future that could be possible.
That's good, very good to know that 。其实我觉得这些可能对于我们中国人也是蛮担心的，就是尤其对一个新兴的网络，其实算是网络银行，可能怎么样去我能确定的相信这个，就是信任之间的这样的一个问题，可能对中国市场更多人会担忧这个。
对，刚才 Mr. Hooper 已经讲了嘛，就所有的账户在美国，你只要是在银行里面开的账户呢，美国政府经过他的这个保险机构，就他刚才讲的这个 FDIC，他会保险到25万。这个25万是什么？这个金额其实是近几年才开始的，在2008年，就是所谓的次贷危机的时候呢，我们原来的保险额呢是$100,000。那么因为次贷危机一发生了以后，民众对这个
银行的信任度越来越低，对，
有这个危机感，所以呢开始有这个银行里面有这个流账的问题，就是开始
大家
这些客户
不停的开始取 cash，
所以呢他就把这个金额呢从10万呢提高到25万。那么25万就是所有在美国银行，你任何的客户，不管国籍，不管什么地方，你在这边开户，美国政府担保你25万。如果你的账户里面有26万，那你就要11万，在25万之内。
所以我每家银行都不能超过25万。
很多人就是这样做的，很多人就是这样。
Less than 250,000。那对于这个来说，我们中国，或者说我们对于这个中国来旅游的，或者是我们这些在新移民来这边开户的，觉得有什么好处？
就是你在其他任何地方开户，你的这个货币永远是一个问题。我们这里的货币呢是美金，那么就我刚才讲的，美金到全世界它都是流通的，对。那么第二呢，就是你的账户是非常非常安全的，有美国政府的这个金字招牌在后面，我想不至于发生什么这种银行倒闭的问题。就算是倒闭了，你的钱也没有问题，也很放心，他会付还给你的。
那其实对于这样的一个如果在未来的几年当中，这样的一个趋势，您觉得还会是一个怎么样？
我们觉得这个趋势应该是越来越流行。就像刚才我们讨论到了，很多现在的这些商店呢，它现在已经慢慢的关门了。
对，
中国现在最热门的这个行业，我们马先生的这个非常的热门，那就取代了很多传统的这些店面。那这个趋势呢，不光是在零售业会发生，以后在我们这种行业里面也会发生。就人们通通要方便，那我们提供最大的方便给我们的客户，同时我们给他的最大的安全保障，这个安全系数非常高，因为美国政府的担保，所以它既安全又方便。我想它会越来越被这个消费者来接受。
所以你觉得会取代未来的这些？
你不可能取代100% 取代未来的，因为你看 Macy 它现在关门，对不对？但它还是有些店，因为你可能要买这个西装之前，你要先去那边看一看啊，这个布料好不好？很好，那你到 eBay 上面去买，但是你可能还要找一个地方去看一下，对不对？那也有这种客户要求，所以他可能以后会变得一半一半，这是我个人的看法。
所以那您当时选择投资这个，有没有想说也是支持鼓励其他的？就是想要有这种想法的人一起来做这种行业。
如果有这种人，我们非常欢迎他们跟我们联系。
那您觉得在这方面对您自己最大的益处是除了赚钱以外？
除了赚钱以外，还是赚钱。没有，开玩笑。这个给我们的很多这个，尤其我们华人，他们提供了很大的帮助，提供了很大的服务。我想这是最重要的，因为华人出来留学的越来越多，那这个钱的问题永远是一个很复杂的问题。中国是现在在世界上